What if I told you that women are noticing you before you say a single word? Not your car, not your bank account, not your status on paper, your body, specific parts of it, and they're reading signals you don't even know you're sending. Here's what most men over 60 don't realize. Women aren't consciously analyzing you. Their subconscious radar is already scanning, already deciding, already feeling something before you've opened your mouth, before you've made a move, before you've done anything at all. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 body parts that women instantly notice in men over 60. These aren't random observations. They are deeply rooted in female psychology. And the last one, the 5th one, is the most powerful of all. Almost no one uses it correctly. Most men have no idea it even exists. Stay with me until the end. This is going to change how you see yourself. But before we go further, you need to hear this clearly. None of what you're about to learn was ever taught to you. Not in school, not by your father, not by society. The world told you to work hard, build something, provide, and you did. You showed up, you built a life, but nobody sat you down and explained how female attraction actually works at the neurological level. This was never your fault. Women don't fall for logic. They fall for feeling. Men are wired to think in terms of achievement. Women are wired to feel in terms of safety, vitality, and presence. That gap between what you offer and what she actually responds to isn't a character flaw. It's a communication mismatch. And once you understand the difference, everything shifts. You stop trying to impress. You start learning to express. That's where attraction actually lives. Research in evolutionary psychology tells us that women have developed highly sensitive instinctual systems for detecting male health, genetic fitness, and psychological stability. These systems operate below conscious awareness. She doesn't even know she's doing this. Her deeper brain is running the scan automatically. What she's looking for isn't perfection, it's signal. Specific physical signals that tell her subconscious, this man is alive, this man is capable, this man has something. Once you understand this, you stop chasing, you stop forcing. You naturally become the kind of man that registers. So let's start with the first, your hands. Hands are one of the very first things a woman's eyes travel to. Not because she's consciously thinking about them, but because her subconscious radar has been calibrated to read hands as a window into a man's physical history and his current state of being. Here's the psychology. Hands tell a story. They show whether a man has worked with them, whether he takes care of himself, whether he carries tension or ease in his body. A man who moves his hands with calm deliberateness signals inner authority. Her subconscious reads this as, he is in control of himself. Imagine you're sitting across from someone at dinner. You watch how he picks up his glass. Not rushed, not fidgety, just slow, certain movement. Something in you relaxes without knowing why. That's the signal landing. Your hands don't need to be young. They need to be present and intentional. Keep your nails clean and trimmed. Move with intention. Let your hands rest still when you're listening. Stillness in a man's hands communicates more confidence than almost anything he could say. The second body part is your posture, specifically your spine. I'm not talking about military rigidity. I'm talking about the quiet uprightness of a man who has nothing to prove. Women are extraordinarily sensitive to posture because evolutionarily, the spine communicates status and psychological groundedness in seconds. Her subconscious reads a collapsed posture as, this man has been defeated. It reads an upright, open posture as, this man is at home in the world. She doesn't analyze this. She feels it. Picture this. 2 men walk into the same room. One enters with his shoulders slightly rounded, eyes scanning the ground. The other enters with a long spine, gaze level, unhurried. Both are equally dressed, but only one commands the room. You know exactly which one. Start practicing this as a daily discipline. Not performance, alignment. Shoulders back, not up. Chin parallel to the ground, chest open. When you walk, move like a man who has somewhere worth going. That energy is contagious. Women feel it before they see your face. The third thing she notices is your eyes. Not the color, not the shape, the quality of your gaze. There is a specific kind of eye contact that does something to a woman's nervous system. Soft but steady. Warm but unshaken. It communicates, I see you, and I am not desperate for you to see me back. That combination, genuine attention without neediness, is extraordinarily rare. Evolutionarily, women are wired to detect emotional safety through the eyes. The brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, in response to warm, sustained eye contact. She doesn't even know she's doing this. But her body responds. Imagine you're talking with a woman you're attracted to. Most men either look away too soon, which signals insecurity, or stare with intensity, which triggers discomfort. The man who holds a gentle, steady gaze while slightly smiling with his eyes, he creates a feeling in her that she can't immediately name, but she wants to be around it again. Train yourself to hold eye contact for 1 beat longer than feels natural. Not a stare, a presence. Let your eyes carry warmth, not hunger. That distinction is everything. If this is making sense so far, hit the like button. It helps more people learn what they were never taught. The fourth body part women notice is your mouth, and specifically how rarely you use it to fill silence. Most people think of the mouth in terms of talking. Women notice something different. They notice the relationship a man has with silence. Does he rush to fill every quiet moment? Does he over-explain, over-justify, over-perform with words? Or does he let a pause breathe? Her deeper brain reads verbal overabundance as anxiety, and anxiety reads as instability. A man who can sit in a moment of silence, who can smile without explaining it, communicates psychological depth. Rarity creates attraction. And a man who isn't desperate to be understood is extraordinarily rare. The science backs this up. Measured speech patterns activate different neurological responses than rapid nervous speech. A slower cadence signals calm authority. Women find this magnetizing without being able to explain why. Smile with your mouth deliberately. Speak slowly on purpose. Let your words carry weight by not using too many of them. When you do speak, make it count. The man who chooses his words carefully is the man she leans in to hear. This is exactly the kind of depth I cover in my complete guide, Attraction Secrets. It goes far beyond theory into real situations you actually face, because understanding this intellectually is one thing. Embodying it in real moments, that's where transformation actually happens. And now, the final one, the most powerful of all. This is the one I have been building toward from the very beginning. Your overall physical presence, specifically how you carry your age. Not how young you look, how alive you look. There is a quality that women in their 40s, 50s, and beyond find almost irresistibly compelling in an older man. It is not the absence of gray hair or wrinkles. It is the presence of vitality. The evidence that a man is not finished, that he still moves through the world with energy, with curiosity, with physical aliveness. Her subconscious reads a man who has maintained himself, not obsessively, but consistently, as a man with self-respect. And self-respect is the foundation of every form of attraction. Evolutionarily, signs of vitality in a mature man signal not just health, but emotional mastery. The brain responds to this with a kind of awe. She sees a man who has lived, who has endured, and who has chosen not to slow down. Picture this. A man in his 60s walks into a room. He moves well, his body is cared for, not perfect, but present. His skin is healthy, his clothes fit his actual frame. He makes eye contact. He smiles without nervousness. He doesn't act like a man apologizing for his age. He acts like a man who knows exactly what his age has given him. That man is rare. And rarity creates attraction. Every time. This is the one that ties everything else together. Hands that move with intention. A spine that stands tall, eyes that hold steady, a mouth that speaks with weight, and a body that says, I am still fully here. You don't build this overnight, but you build it deliberately. Every walk you take, every meal you choose, every hour of sleep you protect, every morning you stand taller than the day before. It is a daily decision to inhabit your body fully, and women feel that decision before you say a word. You now have something most men were never given. Real tools, not tricks, not manipulation, Real understanding of what drives female attraction beneath the surface, beneath logic, beneath performance, beneath everything society told you to try. Use these with integrity, use them wisely. The goal was never to chase, the goal was always to become the kind of man whose presence speaks before he does. Age is not your obstacle, age is your material. The man you are at 60 has something no younger man can fake: depth, steadiness, history, and the quiet confidence that comes from having already survived. You don't need perfection, you need strategy. And now you have it. If this video opened something up for you, leave a comment below. Tell me which of the 5 resonated most. And if you want more of this real psychology, real insight, real tools, subscribe. There is so much more where this came from.